Ladies and gentlemen, I just did a consultation with a young man. He had an issue. I can't go into the details, I can only tell you some of the things that were going on. He has a traumatic brain injury, and it's well documented. And he's receiving workman's compensation because the injury happened on the job. Well, workman's compensation, you only receive 66% of your normal salary, 33% is withheld. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a deficit, that's not income. It can never be construed as income because income means a gain. Well, if you're receiving 66% of 100, that's not a gain, that's actually a loss. So it's documented as a loss, and many of you guys, when you file your taxes, you're not documenting that loss. Shh, don't tell nobody. Well, anywho, what I found out is that he's a subcontractor. He works for a franchise and he's a subcontractor. That means that the payments are going to not him, but to his corporation and not him as a person. Well, the court can't garnish those wages because those are not wages coming to him. They're not even wages. They're exempt under state law and federal law. So now they can't garnish the wages that they were threatening to garnish. There were a couple other things the court was threatening and everything, and so I didn't find out that it was the franchise thing until the end of the consult. The very end. We had to go an extra 30 minutes only because I felt sorry for his situation. We had to go an extra 30 minutes for me to prove each of those points because the beginning of the consultation was covering a bunch of other things that he had going on. That's consultations with me. Now, I talked to another couple today on their pre-consult, and they were explaining to me all the stuff they had done with their mortgages, listening to all them guys on videos, doing all the stuff that they say do, putting this certified funds, this here, and doing this petition here, and doing this notification to the bank, and doing a QWR, and they did all of that. And I basically interrupted them and said, what are y'all doing all of that stuff for? You're just wasting a lot of time. You're not focusing on the main issue. The issue is whether or not you paid. It's foreclosure. The only thing the court is looking for is for you to tell them you did not pay. And you're going to be saying, well, you did all of this, and the courts, those are not payments according to the court. What's payments? Oh, this letter right here, Your Honor. See right here, it says satisfied. Oh, no, hold on now. And this one, we ain't collecting no more on this loan. See, those two, that's proof of payment. Now, they got to show something. No, they can't talk. They got to show proof, because I done showed you proof. This is their letterhead. And the county recorder, letterhead. This is their letterhead. This is proof in law. Their words, attorney can't testify. Pagalero, attorney can't testify. He sitting up here opening and closing his mouth, telling him to shut up. Okay, proof. That's it. Many of you guys, I'm sorry, but many of y'all think y'all know the law. Y'all don't know nothing. Y'all just know what people told you. You ain't studied no law. Well, I got Black's Law Dictionary. So what? You got a law so-called dictionary. Do you not know that they've changed the definitions of a whole lot of things in their so-called red book or their internal policies? I told y'all, it was the clerk of the court who told me about the internal policies in 2016. Literally told me about their internal policies. I said, well, you are supposed to be a public agency. Well, where's a copy of those internal policies? Oh, no, sorry, those are private. We can't show those to you. Excuse me, you're a public agency. How can you have internal policies if you're a public agency? They never answered my question. Oh, snap. So I just thought I'd share that with you because he was worrying about the garnishment and everything, and I was proving to him that they couldn't garnish his wages anyway. It's workman's comp. But when he told me that it was under his sole proprietorship, I said, wait a minute. The sole proprietorship, well, it's technically not a sole proprietor. It's a company that they're paying him through, that they had to establish that way. Well, they can't charge the company. The company is not responsible for child support. The company is not a parent. I said, and if they do want to charge the company, then we'll have them do a paternity test. The company will demand a paternity test. Why? because child support is only for the biological parent, not against the company. So we'll do a paternity test with the company. They want to play these little technical games. Let's go ahead. The judge is mad. The judge is mad. The judge knows this, but she knows that he doesn't know it. But he's got a cognitive disorder. Now, he can have a conversation with you and me, but there are certain things he just doesn't get right away. It takes him a moment. I can relate because I have a cognitive disorder. I suffered brain damage during an operation, so I understand partially what he's going through. Not everything, but partially. So I'm like, oh, no. She's supposed to make accommodations for you. They ain't been making accommodations. Oh, and look, here's the thing. He's homeless. No, it's not that he doesn't have a home, but he doesn't have a permanent resident. He had attorneys that were representing him, and these attorneys, they weren't sending him notification of hearings. Yeah, don't worry about it. We took care of all of that today. A whole lot of work, but that's what the consult's all about. All right, hey, I gotta go. No, I'm not here to promote the consults. I'm not here to promote anything. I'm here to let you guys know what some of the experiences are like. And that's why I gave you both the pre-consult and the consult. So we'll talk. Y'all have a good day. Gotta go.